Hello again. So it's another shivering day across the region, but hopefully most of us will get to see some beautiful winter sunshine, but wrap up warm today. It's another cold one, highs at best up to around 3 or 4 degrees. Now, as we make our way through this evening and tonight, should be staying dry out there, but with those clear skies, that's going to allow those temperatures to fall well below freezing. May even see some freezing fog forming too, so it could be some tricky driving conditions first thing tomorrow morning. Of course, a sharp frost out there first thing, but it should stay mostly dry throughout Saturday. Plenty of winter sunshine developing, but it will be another cold day for us all. And I'll be here with the weather, and the cold temperatures are set to stay. Join me at the end of the programme for all the details. Hello again. Hope you've all had a lovely Friday so far. Well, it has been feeling bitterly cold across the region throughout today, and we hold on to those cold temperatures as we go through this weekend. So more in the way of frost out there, and there is the risk of some freezing fog patches too. But for most of us, we should be staying largely dry. And I can see there are a few showers just skirting around the UK at times, but for most of our region, staying largely dry out there. However, with those light winds, that is going to allow a severe frost to form. And as I mentioned earlier, with light winds and frosty conditions also may mean some freezing fog patches. So for the rest of tonight, it stays quiet out there, dry, lengthy clear skies, bitterly cold temperatures. We're down to around -4, -5 tonight. Could turn even colder in some rural parts. And as I mentioned earlier, some freezing fog around too. So if you get the freezing fog, could be some poor visibility out there first thing. Do make sure you take extra care if you are heading out and about. Elsewhere, you'll be needing those car scrapers. It's a cold and frosty morning. Now, there is the chance we might just see an isolated shower as we go through the afternoon. But for most of us, fine and dry, plenty of winter sunshine, but wrap up warm if you are heading out and about. Another bitterly cold day. Temperatures barely climbing above freezing. Highs there at best between 1 and 3 degrees. And then looking further ahead, well, as I say, there might just be the odd shower around. If you catch a shower, it could be wintry. But for most of us, a good deal of dry weather in the forecast. But we'll start to see a lot more clouds spilling our way. It is staying cold, and it certainly will be frosty. Hello and a very good evening to you. Hope you're all keeping well. So it stays very cold as we go through this weekend, so more frost to come, and there is the risk of some freezing fog around too. So if we take a look at the bigger picture, you can see not too much going on here, barely any wind around though, and that's going to allow the frost to form. And as it's so cold, we'll see some freezing fog too, so some poor visibility for some. Now, for the rest of tonight, as I mentioned there, it is staying dry. We've got those lengthy clear skies, so it is bitterly cold. Temperatures well below freezing tonight, so a sharp frost right across the region. And you can see here some freezing fog patches too, so it could be a tricky morning for some. Poor visibility out on the roads and pavements. Do take care if you are heading out and about. Elsewhere, well, it will be dry, but certainly going to be frosty. And then we'll see plenty of winter sunshine developing right across the board. Staying largely dry tomorrow, but wrap up warm if you are heading out and about. Those temperatures barely above freezing. Highs at best of 2 or 3 degrees, and it is staying very cold well into next week. Bye-bye.